T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff.
So, hello, good evening and welcome to, I'm just going to take my headphones off because they're all talking really loud in there, to Social Command Space Events. We're doing an Electron launch tonight because, well, we've never done one of these before, so we're going to see how we go. It's all in New Zealand. They're just going to run a quick video, so I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, and I've written it all down, so bear with me because there's quite a lot of stuff. The Electron rocket will carry 7 satellites to low Earth orbit, 1 Earth observation satellite for black sky, 2 Internet of Things, nano satellites for companies Fleet Space and Mayata, a technology demonstration satellite for the University of New South Wales, Canberra Space, a weather satellite, Pathfinder technology demonstration from Care Weather Technologies, a technology demonstration for the US Army Space and Missile Defense Command, as well as a Rocket Lab's in-house design and built Photon Pathstone spacecraft, which will demonstrate and operate on an orbit as a risk reduction demonstration to build spacecraft heritage ahead of Rocket Lab's mission to the moon for NASA later this year. So that's what it's carrying, a lot, I've got to admit. Now, this is all launching from New Zealand. It is an American-based company, but they do have a launch site in New Zealand, and that is where tonight's launch, which will be taking place. We've just had a go for launch, which is happening in 8 minutes and 50 seconds as such. So it's there's no reusable sections on this because they haven't sort of nailed the reusable sections of their spacecrafts. So we'll see how they get on there. But it's they've had a lot of successful launches, but this is the first one we've ever covered of Electron. So I think we're just gonna we won't jump into the video yet because it's a bit of a sales technique. But thank you for joining us. Please drop something into comments if you want to say hello. We'll put you up on screen. We're on lots of channels, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, lots of them. So if you're out there, say hello. I'm not just sat here by myself. I can see how many people are actually watching, but it'd be nice to say hello to some people. So I think we're just going to go. Let's just wait and see. Here we go. We'll get the audio from these people. Stand by.
But for now, we're just about 7 minutes away from our next launch, so let's check out the views of Electron on the pad down at LC1.
Understood, thank you.
So it's right on the end of a peninsula in New Zealand. I can't believe they've got that much stuff in that rocket. It's quite a small rocket, isn't it?
LB, avionics terminal check, sequence 45 complete. Understood, avionics, thank you. And please proceed with sequence 48. Enable
Quite a nice
FTS
location, though, isn't it?
I think sequence 48.
This has made that a bit bigger so we can see it. There we go. So about 7 minutes to go. And so New Zealand, it's a bit cloudy in New Zealand. I thought.
AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
Is it just coming into autumn there?
Thank you, avionics.
It's very calm, isn't it? Usually with SpaceX you get all the noises and stuff, but it's...
Earlier this month, we made a
very
pretty
calm.
big announcement.
Ooh.
How big? 40 meters big, to be precise. we confirmed that a new, larger vehicle, Neutron, will be joining the Rocket Lab family.
The medium-lift Neutron rocket will be a two-stage vehicle that stands 40 meters or 131 feet tall, with a 4.5-meter fairing diameter and a lift capacity of up to 8,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit.
Neutron's 8-ton lift capacity makes it the ideal launch vehicle to deploy satellites into batches to specific orbital planes, creating a more targeted approach to building out mega constellations. But just like Electron, Neutron is designed to lift payloads beyond low Earth orbit too. With a payload capacity of 2,000 kilograms to the Moon and 1,500 kilograms to Mars and Venus, Neutron will be able to enable important science missions beyond our own planet. Neutron will initially be designed for satellite payloads, but will also be capable of International Space Station resupply and even human space flight missions, which is very exciting.
We'll be launching Neutron from Virginia's Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport, located at the NASA Wallops Flight Facility, where Rocket Lab's Launch Complex 2 is located. Using this existing launch pad and integration infrastructure at Mars, that means we can accelerate the timeline to first launch, which, in true Rocket Lab style, is sooner rather than later, expected in 2024. And I think it's safe to say Peter won't be making any promises on eating a hat anymore, because that did not look tasty.
No, it didn't. But for this mission, we won't have a live view from Electron once the second and third stages separate. But we will be staying on air through the coast phase as the kick stage makes its initial pass around Earth to circularize its trajectory.
They did. And
about 10 minutes into this initial coast phase, our founder and CEO, Peter Beck, will be joining us for a Q&A session on Neutron, so be sure to stick around. After that, we'll come back to you with the simulation and confirmation of payload deployment, so make sure to stay with us.
We'll only be actually doing the launch because they don't cover
4 minutes
it like
and 42 seconds to launch.
SpaceX.
Electron and its payload is healthy on the pad, and the weather is looking clear for an on-time liftoff. Let's hand over now to Mission Control to listen in to the operators in these final seconds to launch.
Don't forget, if you're watching, drop us a hello. I think we've got all the streams coming and the comments. There's a siren going off in the background there. It looks like it's
ECS is disabled.
bottom of someone's garden.
Copy GC, thank you.
I mean, it does. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody. It looks like it's on the coast in Cornwall. You know what I mean. This is the most relaxed launch I've actually watched. Are there? Let's just turn this mic around. There we go. That's better. Get the full benefit of the Shure microphone. So obviously SN11 had its static fire today, and that went well. There was a couple of issues with a couple of tiles, but I don't think anything's going to stop it. And I think we are going for launch Wednesday evening, so hopefully you'll be able to join us for then. Also in the morning we have another Starlink launch at about 9:30. Hopefully we'll be able to cover that as well. But definitely SN11, we're going live at about 5 o'clock Wednesday afternoon GMT.
This is LD on mission. From now on, there should be no red flags on your critical LCCs. Peak on LD mission.
Even though it is, as I say, it's built in, its launches in New Zealand, it is an American company.
Please lock the auto sequence and confirm.
Locked.
Stations LD on mission. We go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes. And at this time, I can confirm LD is go for launch.
Okay, we're all ready to go then. It's a beautiful location though, isn't it? Look at that. As I say, it's very relaxed considering it's T-minus 2 minutes. It's there's not much chatter, is there, on mission control? So they must really pack that deployment section with lots of satellites there.
All stage power is disabled. The vehicle is on internal power.
Okay. It's sort of standing there by itself now. It's disabled the outside power. As I say, I haven't covered one of these before. I don't know how far we go up with the cameras. I don't know if there's cameras on the rocket. We will watch together and
Ox
figure
load
this
is
out.
complete. System is in recirculation.
If you just joined us, this is the launch of Electron,
Stage 1 anti-geysering is disabled.
going from New Zealand. American company, but they just use New Zealand as a launch pad. T-minus 1 minute.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 are pressed for flight.
High flow engine purge is enabled. Water deluge is activated.
As I say, this is very relaxed.
Ten, 9, 8,
Evening, Aaron.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Here we go.
3, 2.
Wow, that goes from
Stage 1 approach press nominal.
very quiet to very loud really fast. It was in stereo. I don't know if anybody got the headphones on. It's in stereo, that was. So we do have a camera on the rocket.
They really do go up so fast with a beautiful liftoff of Electron from the pad at Launch Complex 1. We're now T plus 40 seconds into the mission and approaching max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure, at the 1 minute 9 mark. Max Q is the moment during launch when Electron experiences the highest amount of mechanical stress from the dynamic pressure, which is a function of its velocity and altitude. We'll be coming up on max Q in just a few seconds.
That was a great launch, wasn't it? Just
Vehicle past maximum dynamic pressure.
And there's the call that we've successfully cleared max Q. All is looking good with our trajectory, and Electron is performing nominally.
hi there, Lou. There's something flapping about on the rocket there. I don't know. Don't want to worry anybody.
Stage 1 guidance is nominal.
It's weird how different it
AOS
is.
Chatham Station.
What is going on with it? What's covering it? There's definitely something flapping about. Something loose.
We're quickly approaching the next set of milestones in this mission. First up will be main engine cutoff of the 9 Rutherford engines on Electron's first stage. This is when the engines throttle down before the vehicle separates into sections, or what we call stages. Following that, the sole vacuum optimized Rutherford engine on that second stage will fire up to continue the journey to low Earth orbit. We're a few seconds away from those events, and those calls will come in quick succession, so we're going to cross back to mission control now.
Oh, there we
Stage
go.
separation successful.
Stage 2 ignition confirmed.
And you've seen it on your screen there. We have had a successful MECO, first and second stage separation and ignition of the Rutherford engine on Electron's second stage. Coming up in a few seconds, Electron's fairing will separate. The fairing is the casing at the top of the rocket that protects the satellites as they travel through Earth's atmosphere.
Fairing jettison succeeded.
And,
High voltage
There we
battery
go.
discharge.
and there they go. The fairing has cleanly separated and
Stage two
fallen away
propulsion
from
and
Electron, which is continuing on a nominal trajectory.
Stage 2 guidance is nominal.
So so quiet. I'm trying to think what sound we get with SpaceX. That's eerily.
Electron's trajectory continues, as you'll often hear us say, nominally, with a current speed of just under 10,000 kilometers per hour and an altitude of about 165 kilometers, and we are now at about 4 minutes into the mission.
The whole build quality of this spacecraft is, I know we only can see the end of the engine there, but with SpaceX it was always, you can see all the pipes and everything. I think they've got a lot of it covered up.
Some absolutely stunning views of Earth from Electron's Stage 2 camera. The journey toward low Earth orbit is going smoothly so far, and we're about a minute away from battery hot swap.
That battery hotspot, I have no idea what it is. Ooh.
Starting throttle down on stage 2.
Stage 2 propulsion remains nominal.
High voltage battery discharge nominal. Approaching hot swap.
As we mentioned before, in the next few moments we'll be coming up to the battery hot swap, a maneuver that's very specific to the Electron rocket as the only launch vehicle flying with battery-powered electric pumps feeding our engines. When the first set of batteries are depleted during launch, we switch to a fresh one to power the engine for the rest of the mission. Sometimes you can see those battery packs fall away after the event, so let's keep an eye on the live feed from Electron and listen into mission control for the call.
Well, this is going to be something too interesting to see. I think we've got enough space junk up there already. I don't think we need to start chucking batteries out.
Battery jettison confirmed.
There we go.
Propulsion remains nominal.
And there we go, that's confirmation that the battery hot swap was performed successfully on Electron, and propulsion continues to look good for the rocket's second stage Rutherford engine. We're just a few minutes away from orbital insertion and kick stage separation on this mission. Electron is currently traveling at over 15,000 kilometers an hour and at an altitude of 276 kilometers above us.
Current altitude is 280 kilometers, speed 4.9 kilometers per second.
So we now know what the battery hot swap is.
If you're just joining us, we have had a successful liftoff of our They Go Up So Fast mission. About 2.5 minutes into flight, we had main engine cutoff, stage separation, and stage 2 ignition. We're coming up on separation of the kick stage at around T plus 9 minutes.
Lou's saying true. I think it was the
The
statement
view on your
of,
screen is Electron's
how
second
much
stage Rutherford
junk's
engine.
already up there, I
This
think.
engine is the same as the 9 engines that lift Electron off the pad, but with an extended engine nozzle for optimized performance in the vacuum of space. We are looking good for SECO or second engine cutoff shortly.
I think there was plans to send some spacecraft up to collect all the junk, I think, from low Earth orbit and high Earth orbit as well.
And we entered stage 2 burnout detect mode.
Shortly, Electron will shut down the Stage 2 Rutherford engine to allow for a clean separation of the kick stage. That will place the kick stage in an elliptical orbit around the Earth for a coasting period of around 40 minutes or so. That event is coming up shortly, so we're going to switch back to mission control to await the confirmation.
I think that is a bad hit for us
Stage 2
because
guidance is in terminal. 10 seconds remaining.
they don't have coverage of the deployment of the satellites. We'll see if there's a kick stage separations, if we can see that.
Seco confirmed.
And stage 2 separation confirmed. And transfer over to
Like a university lecture theatre.
Fantastic news that the Rutherford engine on the second stage has successfully shut down as planned and the kick stage has cleanly separated.
The kick stage is now going into its coasting phase for about 40 minutes or so while we wait for the circularization burn from our innovative Curie engine. In the meantime, we're going to take a small break, and you can join us back here in about 10 minutes as we're joined by Rocket Lab founder and CEO Peter Beck to answer some questions about our Neutron program. We'll be right back.
Okay. Where are we? Oh, we're going to have music and everything now. Okay. Everybody's a DJ. So that's the launch of the Electron. We are going to leave it here because I do know there's no deployment images. It's all graphics that they use. So thanks a lot for joining us tonight. We will be back on Wednesday, where we got the Starlink launch in the morning, which I think we are going to be broadcasting for about 9:30. And then, hopefully, fingers crossed, the big test for SN11, the Starship launch and test launch on Wednesday evening, which broadcast starts at 5 o'clock from us. Thanks a lot for joining us. Don't forget to like and click that bell on the YouTube channels. Just lets you know when we go live. And also, if you're on the Facebook ones, click the reminder button and that will notify you when we go live as well. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being with us. As we say, we always watch together and learn together about space missions. And have a great evening. We'll see you on Wednesday. See you soon.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,